Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
As the United States awaits the first doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, we're now getting answers to some of the many questions on the vaccine's details, including when you can get it and where it could be stored right here in Mid-Missouri. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us tonight. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration officially confirmed today that Pfizer's vaccine is safe and effective. They say the vaccine is 95% effective against COVID-19 when you receive 2 doses, which Pfizer had previously reported in its data. An FDA advisory committee will next consider the vaccine for emergency use authorization here in the U.S. The proposed dosing regimen is 2 doses, 21 days apart. But the document also notes the vaccine appears to provide some protection against the virus following just 1 dose. More on the vaccine. President Trump signed an executive order today which will prioritize the U.S. receiving doses over other countries. The White House hopes the order will minimize concerns about the country not having enough of the vaccine to immunize at-risk groups. The U.S. is getting 100 million doses of the vaccine under the current agreement, which is enough to vaccinate 50 million people because, remember, it requires 2 doses. The government also worked out deals with other vaccine manufacturers. Looking at vaccine news closer to home here, MU Healthcare will be able to store that vaccine right here in Columbia when it becomes available. That vaccine from Pfizer needs to be kept at extremely cold temperatures, and for that reason, it can't just be held anywhere. KOMU 8's Alex Engel joins us now in the newsroom to tell us more about Columbia's vaccine storage unit. Alex.
Emily, MU Healthcare already has ultra cold freezers ready to go in preparation of a COVID-19 vaccine. They expect to get first doses in the first phase. In the beginning, MU Healthcare will handle the distribution of the vaccine to frontline workers. They can store up to 39,000 doses of the vaccine. At the site, there are freezers that can keep the vaccine at 70 degrees below zero. MU Healthcare will not give out the exact location of the site because of safety concerns, but they say they are fully equipped to give it out.
When we do receive vaccine, we hope to start administering as soon as possible based off the plan we have in place, and we do anticipate we will be staffed adequately for the vaccine administration process.
Even though there is promising news of a vaccine, health officials want to remind you to keep wearing a mask and staying vigilant. In the newsroom, Alex Engel, KOMU 8 News.
Taking a look now at your latest COVID-19 case numbers across Missouri. Statewide, Missouri saw over 3,200 new cases today. 161 deaths were also logged, making the total now over 4,300 since March. Positivity rate stands at 19.4%. In Boone County, there were 78 new cases recorded today, 917 cases considered active. The county also reported 143 people are in the hospital with COVID. 27 of those are Boone County residents. The hospital status is currently at yellow, and that means some hospital procedures are being put on hold, like non-emergency transfers from other facilities. Also here in mid-Missouri, Audrain County added 15 new cases today with 168 active cases. 5 new deaths were also reported, making it 24 deaths since the start of the pandemic in that county. Joseph.
Well, temperatures are right around average right now, but the warm-up is on the way. Look at our temperatures right now at this 9 o'clock hour. There's over parts of the Central Plains, a little bit warmer than average. That's going to start moving in our direction by tomorrow morning. Now, our temperature change right now over the last 24 hours, not a large change, but into tomorrow, this map will probably be all orange, and we could see numbers close to around what Lincoln, Nebraska is seeing, 16 degrees above average for temperatures for tomorrow. Let's take you through that for tomorrow. You're going to need your coat in the morning, but keep that jacket in the back seat of your car by the afternoon as you're heading out the door for the afternoon. 54 by 11 o'clock, 60 by 3. This warm-up's not going to last very long. I'm tracking that and your chance of rain in my full forecast.
Here's what's happening right now. Firefighters are continuing to battle 2 large brush fires in California tonight. Officials say the pair of blazes broke out around 4:30 local time this afternoon and are continuing to spread. No word yet on structures that are currently in danger, but the fire is still not contained. Columbia police investigated a report of shots fired earlier tonight. Several shots were fired on Andy Drive in North Columbia. Sergeant Chris Boyle of the Columbia Police Department confirmed the shooter hit a house and 4 cars. He also told us one shooter was hanging out of a car while firing shots at another car. Police are still investigating, but believe shots were fired in both ways. There are no reports of anyone being hurt. Multiple fire departments responded to a large fire in Montgomery County this morning. It happened at Pearson & Sons Trucking around 8:30. The business has been there since 1946, selling service trucks and specialty pieces. A firefighter said employees were inside at the time, but were able to get out safely. Officials say the building is destroyed, and they're still trying to figure out what caused it. A viewer sent us this video of those high clouds of billowing smoke coming out of the building earlier today. One Columbia man pleaded guilty earlier today on charges related to a fatal hit-and-run in 2019. A judge sentenced Lucas Evans to 18 years in prison for his role in the death of Jordan Hoyt. Investigators say Evans had been involved in an earlier crash where he fled from the scene and tried to pass another car in a no-pass zone. That's where he caused a head-on collision, killing Hoyt. Hoyt's sister says her family is unhappy with the plea deal.
The entire Hoyt family must now face our disappointment in a plea deal reducing the charges against the defendant. Having been strung along for nearly 2 years as the legal process unfolded regarding what was repeatedly told to us was a clear-cut case with ample evidence.
The prosecutor says they were in touch with the Hoyt family throughout the process of presenting a deal to Evans. Coming up, President Trump continues to prep his team for the White House. Plus, discipline at an Army base in Texas today, how military leadership is working to turn things around.
Temperatures a little bit warmer for the next couple of days, going back down below average by the weekend. I'll track it out in my full forecast.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by Central Bank of Boone County.
So I can get the latest phones free with no hidden requirements?
Yep. All season long.
And do I have to get the most expensive plan?
Nope. No plan restrictions.
Okay, but we have to trade in our phones.
Right?
Nope. Keep your phones.
Did you say free phone?
Yep. The latest phone's free for you.
Okay.
Switch to U.S. Cellular and get the latest phones free, available all season long with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Sometimes life is just hard. And at Compass Health Network, we know that. Compass Health Network, in partnership with Show Me Hope, is here to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you or your family are living with stress or emotional strain from COVID-19, Compass Health Network counselors have the services and community contacts to help. Please call our toll-free COVID stress line at 888-237-4567 or find out more at compasshealthnetwork.org.
Hey, no cell phones at the table. But it's Grandma. Hi, Mom.
Go ahead. Give your home those new items you're craving for a comfy new feel. You're in luck. Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years has been held over. Get an additional 25% off our already low prices. Get your look for less at the Thanksgiving sale held over at Slumberland.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandma. Grease and grime build up in no time. Stop struggling and call the police. The Grease Police, the magic degreaser that cleans almost anything. Grease Police works on nearly all stubborn messes, even ones baked on for years. The secret's the super concentrated formula that emulsifies grease, dirt, and grime on contact. Even restaurant equipment is no match for the power of Grease Police. And it's biodegradable, so you can clean your barbecue grill inside and out. But Grease Police cleans so much more. Everything from scummy tile and grout to brake dust on rims. Even dried-on spray paint comes right off. Call or click now to get a large bottle of concentrated Grease Police with money-back guarantee for just $14.99. Order now and you can double it and get a second bottle. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 large bottles of concentrated Grease Police with guarantee. Order now.
Call 1-800-568-8406 or visit getgreasepolice.com. So call 1-800-568-8406 now.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by Harper Evans Wade in Nettemeyer. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, visit lawmissouri.com.
Welcome back. President-elect Joe Biden is continuing to round out his cabinet as he tapped more members of his team today. Biden is speaking at an event in Wilmington, Delaware, to formally announce his health care leadership. It includes a team of the nation's top medical experts. He's also expected to nominate Ohio Representative Marcia Fudge to head housing and urban development and retired General Lloyd Austin to be his defense secretary. Biden will be sworn in as president on January 20th. Harsh discipline today for more than a dozen U.S. Army officials at Fort Hood, Texas. This comes after an investigation into the killing of an Army specialist there last spring. The Army announced that 14 senior officers at its Fort Hood base will be punished. This follows a major independent review of leadership prompted by the death of Vanessa Guillen. Today, Lieutenant General White spoke with troops about the problems on the base and how he wants to help find ways to end issues like sexual assault at Fort Hood.
If you're going to let somebody on your team have to go through something like this, I mean, really? This is your teammate. Why would that happen?
Guillen's family is now hoping Congress will pass a bill to change how sexual assault and harassment claims are reported and handled in the military. Coming up, we told you earlier this week about that new practice facility for Mizzou football. Well, just how much could it cost? It's coming up.
And some rain chances coming Friday into Saturday. I'll track it hour by hour in a few minutes.
If you've been injured and need legal representation, contact the team at Carson & Coyle.
At Carson & Coyle, we're prepared to try every case, and the insurance companies know it.
Our personal injury and workers' compensation attorneys have the experience you need and work hard at getting you the compensation you deserve.
For over 50 years, we have built our reputation here in mid-Missouri, with offices in Jefferson City and Columbia to better serve you. At Carson & Coyle, we are dedicated to protecting your legal rights.
It can be done.
There's no time like the holiday season for giving. Purchase a gift certificate that makes sense. Gaines Car Detailing stocking stuffers work for anyone who owns a vehicle. All Gaines Car Detailing gift certificates are good for a year, so it doesn't have to be used right away. We all know someone that could give their car a little TLC. Give a gift that everyone can use and show how much you care. Gaines Car Detailing, Columbia.
Download the free KOMU8 News app. Brought to you by Lordex Spine Center.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for nearly 90 years, servicing, repairing, and installing furnaces in Jefferson City and the surrounding areas with reliable 24-hour emergency service and fair pricing. They specialize in residential and light commercial. Your home's comfort keeper. Woodman Engineering.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money.
So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-785-6903. 1-800-785-6903.
Woodman Engineering has been family-owned for nearly 90 years, servicing, repairing, and installing furnaces in Jefferson City and the surrounding areas with reliable 24-hour emergency service and fair pricing. They specialize in residential and light commercial. Your home's comfort keeper. Woodman Engineering.
Well, you may struggle to find a Christmas tree this season. Business is booming for many Christmas tree sellers. One business, though, will not be enjoying this boom. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite. Timberview Farm in Hartsburg is permanently closing its doors, but not because of the pandemic.
We had a disease that came in, and we didn't really take care of it the way we should have, and it really infected the rest of the trees that we had here.
Timberview Farm says they're handing the rain off to a neighboring tree farm.
Not a lot of dense fog this morning. Take a look at our Rocheport sky cam here. There is a river underneath all that fog. It will emerge around 1:30 this afternoon. A lot of this fog lingered for most of the afternoon. But we did see some sunshine, though, before it did get dark. And right now, this 9 o'clock hour, we could still see some fog develop tomorrow morning here, but it's going to be a little bit more patchy, not as widespread as this morning, and certainly not as dense this morning. Any fog that we will see tomorrow morning, it's going to burn off pretty quickly. So as you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, you're going to want to bring your winter coat, but keep that jacket in the back seat of your car because already by noon we're at 54, and you have any afternoon plans, 60 degrees. That is around 15 to 20 degrees above average this year. It seems like this season is just continuing to just give us those warmer than average temperatures. We are going to see the same thing here for Wednesday and Thursday. 30-degree average is 42. How many times have we heard this fall season, that our low temperature is up to our average high temperature for this time of the year? So if you have any last-minute holiday decorations you want to put up, if you have any holiday shopping to do, it's going to be a great time to do some online shopping on that back porch for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, though, that's where the temperatures are going to start to dip a little bit into 52. Saturday and Sunday down into below average. It says a low-pressure system is going to move on through. It's going to give us that rain chance over the Friday into Saturday here as well. So let's time that out. Here's Friday morning, and a Friday afternoon we begin to see that rain start to move on in for Friday morning. By Friday afternoon and into Friday evening, most of us is going to be in that rain. It's going to be kind of a soaking rain as well into Friday night, especially into Friday evening, and even into parts of Saturday morning. Most of the heavier rain is going to be off over eastern Missouri, but still a fair amount of rain over the KOMU8 viewing area. And as we go into Saturday morning, even still some of that rainfall is going to stick around. Now, you do notice that there is some snowfall going on over northern Missouri. That's going to stay over northern Missouri, over the Highway 36 corridor and areas off to the north. That will not be an issue for anybody here in mid-Missouri. So that low pressure system is moving off here by the rest of the weekend. We are going to be okay out there. So Friday into Saturday morning is really going to be where the rainfall is going to be the most it's going to be the most rainfall, for Friday into Saturday morning. And it's Sunday, though, it is going to cool off or dry out for the rest of the weekend there. So overnight tonight, right around the freezing point, we are going to see some of that patchy fog possible, not as widespread as we saw this morning. Tomorrow, though, a very quick warm-up, around a 30-degree warm-up, going to 15 to 20 degrees above average, 60 degrees. It's going to be your high temperature. We're going to continue that on Thursday with 62 degrees. There on Friday, that rain chance begins to move on in, 52 degrees. And on Saturday, the rain chances will lessen, but notice that we do have some breezy conditions out there on Saturday as that low pressure system moves on out of here. So that 40 degrees, that wind chill is really going to knock that down into the 30s. So this is really going to be kind of a sharp cool down from the 60s and 50s on Friday and into what's going to feel like the 40s on Saturday, and then actually into the 30s on Sunday. Into parts of next week, though, we do begin to see those temperatures start to moderate a little bit, going back up to around average. Remember, the average for this time of the year in mid-December is around 42 right now. And here's your weather IQ question of the day, brought to you by Break Time. December 2017 was the second blank on record. Is it the driest, the coldest, or the warmest? Has nothing to do with temperatures. It is the driest.
Okay, thank you so much. Moving on this evening, for years, Mid-Missouri veterans traveled hundreds of miles to receive care in Columbia alone. But the Mid-Missouri Fisher House Project will provide veterans the ability to receive health care with their loved ones near. The new Fisher House in Mid-Missouri will allow families to stay with their veteran family members at no cost. The multi-million-dollar project will provide a sense of community to veterans in need of medical care.
Some veterans travel as far as 200 miles one way for that care that they receive here in Columbia. That's a long distance to travel, and if a family doesn't have the resources to stay in a local hotel, then they don't come with the veteran.
Up to 16 families can stay at the house. The project will likely begin building in 2022 or sooner. MU Athletics has begun its planning process to build a new indoor football facility at MU for practice field. Mizzou football is one of only 2 SEC teams that don't have a full-sized indoor facility. The planning includes designing it and figuring out what it would cost. SEC teams like Florida, Auburn, and Georgia have spent from $12 to $30 million on new facilities over the past 10 years. Coach Eli Drinkwitz understands that now is the time for MU to take action.
Now we've got to fundraise, and now we're going to need the state to, the boosters to match our energy and step forward and help us find ways to raise that money.
MU will report back on the planning by January 30th. While Mizzou breaks into the national rankings, find out where the Tigers fall in the new top 25 next.
He has medical debt from rescuing a cat from a tree. Jim Butler gave him a fresh start. He missed a few student loan payments. Jim Butler got him into a car. No matter the reason, sometimes you just need a fresh start to build your credit back up. Jim Butler will help you. Get a fresh start on life with a reliable car you'll want to hug with money left over without tough terms. Our 53 lenders have put more than 6,000 people just like you back in control, and it all starts when you go to JimButlerFreshStart.com.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey...
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-349-8603. That's 1-800-349-8603 or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports.
The Mizzou football team is back in the top 25. The Tigers are ranked 25th in the latest college football playoff rankings, which were released tonight. Saturday's opponent, Georgia, is 9th in those same rankings. It is 1 year to the day that Eli Drinkwitz became the head football coach at Mizzou. In those 365 days, he steered a program that was unsure where it was back to the national rankings and done it all in the midst of a global pandemic. But Drinkwitz says he is adamant that he is just starting to establish his program.
For me, one of the main things for this year was to lay a foundation, to really instill who we want to be moving forward. And we can do what no one expects out of us to do in this league, but they're not going to make room for us. Nobody else in the SEC wants to see us do that, because then that crowds their table. We're going to have to do it ourselves, and I need everybody to join in that mission, and I think our administration's believing in that message.
The big game is now the biggest cancellation of this football season. Ohio State-Michigan is off due to COVID issues in the Michigan program. Ohio State now has not played enough games to qualify for the conference championship, but Big Ten officials are considering amending that rule. But now the Big Ten's next best team, Indiana, at 6-1, has paused its program due to COVID. The Hoosiers game with Purdue this weekend has not been canceled to this point. It's another busy week for the Mizzou men's basketball team as the Tigers host Liberty on Wednesday and then the bragging rights game on Saturday. Now, the Liberty Flames already have wins over SEC teams South Carolina and Mississippi State this season, but the Tigers are one of the hottest teams in the country, coming off wins over Oregon and Wichita State. And with all of their experience, the Tigers feel poised to continue the momentum.
Really, at the end of the day, we know that it's just the beginning of the season. It's still early, and that we have a lot of work to do. So, I mean, I think you have to be thankful for it, but at the same time, kind of take it with a grain of salt and keep moving forward.
Tennessee finally played a game tonight. First game for Rick Barnes and company after their first three were canceled due to COVID. They hosted Colorado. Victor Bailey nails a three-pointer, and the Vols were up 17-2. But Colorado trimmed it to a two-point game in the second half. Keyshawn Barthélemy with the slam. But Jaden Springer gets the lead back to double figures with this three-pointer, and the Vols win it by a final of 56-47. Finally, the Blues will be back mid-January. So say multiple reports out of Canada today. According to those reports, the NHL plans to return January 13th. The owners and players have been working through numerous issues blocking a new season. Some are financial. The two sides reportedly are kicking those issues to after the season. Others are logistical, but the reports say those problems could be solved by the end of the week, paving the way for the January 13th return to the ice. And that's sports.
Hey, no cell phones at the table.
But it's Grandma.
Hi, Mom.
Go ahead. Give your home those new items you're craving for a comfy new feel. You're in luck. Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years has been held over. Get an additional 25% off our already low prices. Get your look for less at the Thanksgiving sale held over at Slumberland.
Bye, Grandma. Bye, Grandma.
At
facing something that is causing them a lot of times a lot of fear.
At the end of the case, we want the best outcome for the client.
By really going out there and fighting tooth and nail every step of the way.
We've been doing this a long time, and we work hard, and we've got a good reputation.
And we try to give the power back to the client.
Well, if you missed the top of the show, it's been a big day for vaccines. U.S. officials say they're almost ready to authorize one here in the U.S. And today, patients in the U.K. were the first to get vaccinated in the world. Tonight at 10, we're taking a closer look at Pfizer's vaccine, and we're taking you into the facilities where they will be stored here in mid-Missouri. That's coming up tonight at 10. Joseph.
In the morning, we're going to be near freezing, but by the early afternoon, we're warming up into near 60 degrees. This is around 15 to 20 degrees above average for parts of mid-December. And as we move into our 8-day forecast, that temperature trend is going to continue for only the next couple of days. By the weekend, we get that rain chance for Friday and Saturday, and then the temperatures are going back down to below to near average by the early parts of next week. It will stay dry, however, into the parts of next week.
Yeah, 60 not so normal for December.
No, and it feels like we've been seeing, it's just been in this fall, it's been, we're going to be warm, when it's going to cool down, it's going to be cool now, oh, we're back to being warm again, and it seems that we're doing it over and over.
You know, our good friend Jim Reek always says, if you don't like the weather today, just wait until tomorrow. It's Missouri.
Yeah, gotta love it.
All right, folks, we'll see you over on Channel 8 at 10.
Download the KOMU 8 News app and First Alert Weather app, and now